What is up, guys? You're about to listen to episode number 9 of the Third Floor Chronicles. That's right, guys. Episode number 9. So quickly, we've made it here. This was recorded Sunday, June 19th, with myself, Joe Riga, and the comic guest of the week, Pablo Francisco. Yes, Pablo Francisco, real funny guy, most notably known for all the different voices and impressions he does. Probably the most famous impression he does is the movie voiceover guy. He was on Mad TV, Comedy Central, Leno, Letterman, all that good stuff. This was a little bit of a quick interview. The interview started a little late, and we had to try to wrap it up before the Sunday show started, so I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's kind of quick. But we still got to answer quite a few questions about Pablo, and at the end of the day, I feel like we know a little bit more about this guy. So check it out, Joe Riga, Pablo Francisco, June 19th. Alright, Pablo, tell us where you're from. What city did you first start doing comedy?
Tucson, Arizona. That's where I was born and raised. And I did it at Laughs Comedy Club and then the Improv, which was 100 miles away.
At that time, how often were you getting on mics each week, first year?
I was getting on mic once a week. I would say I did open mics on Tuesday nights. And it took about maybe 7 or 8 Tuesdays before I started getting the gist of it. And then started doing little one-nighters here and there, so it all worked out.
How long did you think about doing stand-up before you actually did your first open mic?
I would say about a year. Took about a year to figure it out, get all the voices together and stuff.
What made you finally actually do it?
You're at your friends' houses and you're all goofing off and stuff, so you're making fun of each other's family member. Hey man, how you doing? That's your dad, dude. He's a drunk. Hey man, you're a drunk. I am a stupid drunk. And you make fun of your friends, and then all of a sudden you start going to parties, and you start doing Kermit the Frog and all kinds of stuff. So you Kermit the Frog and all that kind of stuff like that. And then next thing you know, you find yourself hearing about these open mics, and you want to go out and do them.
Cool. Can you explain what your writing process was like back then as an amateur stand-up?
I remember I saw a special with Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, let me tell you. He said always write your own jokes. Even if you do a Rodney Dangerfield joke or do an impersonation of Rodney Dangerfield, you have to make up your own Rodney Dangerfield joke. So mine was basically doing my own thing like that, man, just by writing my own stuff.
Got it. How long were you doing stand-up before you started featuring?
I would say I took about a year. About a year opening. About almost a year and a half opening. And then I started really watching other comedians and stuff and going put on VHS tapes and taking the personalities and the energy that they had and use it to my own advantage. Yeah, so I'd say about a year and a half.
Cool. What about headlining? How long did it take you before you started headlining clubs?
Headlining clubs? About a year. It took about a year. No, it took about 2 years maybe, but a little less than 2 years. Because I would tell the club owners, I go, I'm a really good headliner, but I'm a really good feature. Wait, what did I say? I always had some kind of nift. I would go, I'm a kick-ass, I'm a really good headliner and I'm a kick-ass feature. And they go, all right, so they would use me as both. So on some days, one comic didn't come in, I forgot what his name was, but that was one they decided to headline me, and it worked out.
How long were you doing comedy before the Mad TV started happening?
I was doing comedy before Mad TV started. I would say 6 years. 6 years? Yeah, 6 years.
What was the schedule like for someone working at Mad TV? What was a weekly schedule for you guys?
All right, you get your script on Sunday. Then Monday, you go in for table read. Tuesday, table read, and they sift it out. They sift out the table reads. They take out you have the editors and writers around the table. Wednesday, rehearsal. Thursday, dress rehearsal. And then Friday, the taping.
Was it a little overwhelming at first when you started working for sitcoms?
Oh yeah, it was overwhelming because on Mad TV, you would always want to know who's the next guest, and it would be Ike Turner, and it'd be who else? We have LL Cool J, and then you had the guy Dave Frestino from Married with Children. He would come in, so it was kind of exciting to see a new guest that would come in. So yeah, the schedule was kind of hectic, but it was kind of strange because as soon as you get back home, man, there's a script. And then you start going over the script, and you're working, then the cast members are biting at each other sometimes, so it's kind of strange. I was taking Artie Lang's place. I took Artie Lang.
Were you still doing stand-up while you were working Mad TV?
Yes, I was. I would do stand-up, like when we take a break or something. Sometimes we tape on different days, like on a Thursday. So I would do, I would headline the improvisation over there up in Irvine, California.
How immediate did you see the change in your shows when you had that Mad TV credit?
You know what? Some people would come to the shows. It was cool just having like a little credit on there. Just I did 7 episodes, and you know, it was basically writing commercials. I started writing commercials and stuff, and that was better than that.
How'd you get into that?
I first auditioned for a commercial, this Church's Chicken thing, and then on the first four commercials I did for them, they said, hey, you want to go another round? And then I got with the writer of their other commercials, and I helped him write them. So we pumped out like another 20.
Did you see maybe yourself going into that sort of direction with your career, or did you always have stand-up as your goal?
I figure I could do both, because when I was with the agency, when I was with the Gersh agency or CAA, they said, hey man, you always can do anything you want as a comic. You're your own writer, director, and performer. So I said, cool. So I just stuck with basically sticking with the stand-up, because the stand-up is more spontaneous, and there's a lot of clubs out there now, so it's great.
Thinking back, what was your first impression you ever did as a kid, and what's the first impression you mastered as an adult?
I would say the first one is, correctly frog here, yeah, suck my ding-dong, that kind of thing. And then,
are you ready? This summer is the movie previews guy.
So I think the movie previews guy is the one I mastered completely.
Are there any that you just kind of get tired of at this point, you don't like doing anymore?
No, so far everything's so good. Everything's good.
You're also really big overseas. When did you first start touring overseas?
I started touring overseas 2 years ago. I went to Iceland, and then it got really big with, oh my God, it was incredible with the Scandinavian part, with Finland and Norway. So, it broke in over there because the YouTube thing was really popular. So everyone started watching YouTube, and it really went very well.
How could you compare the overseas audiences to the American audience? Any big standout differences that you've noticed?
Yeah, I think would be that they are a lot more. I don't know. Well, you know what it is? They don't know as much as we do when it comes to their television. Like they don't have the jingles, like "Are you in good hands with Allstate?" or they know the same things we do except for the commercials. So that's it.
This is everyone's favorite question. Describe the worst time you ever bombed on stage at any point in your career.
Worst time I ever bombed on stage. I would say I was at this university, and I forgot what happened, but the electricity went out. So they were all looking at me like I was supposed to do something. So I was like, when I bombed, I would say, yeah, it was kind of a bomb on their part and a bomb on my part. So I was like blaming the electricity thing going out on them, and then after that. Yeah, so I would say it was a university or something. I forgot the name of the university, but yeah, they were booing me and I was booing them, so it kind of worked out.
I appreciate it, Pablo. Thank you, my friend.
You got it, buddy.
I'm gonna let you keep going to your show. Good luck.
All right, bro.
Well, there you have it, folks. Episode number 9 is in the books. And if you like what you heard from Pablo, be sure to check him out online at pablofrancisco.com. Also, he's got a Twitter and a Facebook. He's on Amazon if you want to download the album. Also, he has a Comedy Central coming out later this year. So he's a real busy guy. So if you got some time, check him out online. Also, improvtampa.com for all your Tampa comedy needs. Look at the calendar, see when your favorite comics coming to town, and reserve your tickets. Support live comedy. We love it. Also, if you got a little bit of extra time on your hands, go to my website, joeriga.com. I have old interviews and new interviews and stand-up comedy and some blogs. Heck, I'll even have some artwork there. Whew. Fancy stuff. On behalf of Matthew Baldwin, my name is Joe Riga, and we appreciate you guys listening. Thank you.